Hi, this is Janice from Space to Relax, and the video you're about to watch is a replay of a live class I taught on Zoom. These classes are free of charge for everyone to join, so please invite your family and friends. They're suitable for beginners and those of you with more Qigong experience. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope you enjoy the class.
Hi everyone and welcome to the class today. Today's Qigong class is all about a question which I'm very often asked by my Qigong students, and that's the question of, can Qigong make you feel tired? And it's quite an interesting one because Qigong is an unusual kind of exercise in comparison to conventional exercise, and many of you who've done Qigong before will understand and realize that when you practice Qigong, it has that really nice result of often being able to leave you feel really relaxed and chilled out, but at the same time energized and revitalized. So it is quite unusual in that regard anyway. But really, the answer to the question, can Qigong make you tired, depends on a number of different things. And it's really, when I started thinking about it, it's three main things. So the first thing you want to ask yourself when you're thinking about this for yourself is, what is my own state right now? How do I feel? If I'm about to do a Qigong practice, I want to be able to decide whether I need more kind of restful practice and more meditative practice that's going to nourish me, or whether I need to have something more energetic. If I'm feeling a bit sluggish and I feel like I want to move the chi around so that that will revitalize me, then I need to kind of decide on what kind of exercise I'm going to practice depending on the state that I'm in on that particular day. So that can vary from one day to the next. Now, for some people, you might find that you're in a state of tiredness and exhaustion all the time. Certainly anybody who suffers with chronic fatigue, or anyone who's taking certain medications which might exhaust them, anybody who's recovering from treatments or recovering from cancer and receiving treatment with chemotherapy or radiotherapy, that can leave you quite exhausted. So if you're in that situation where you know that you're tired the majority of the time, then you would be looking to choose more nourishing, meditative, calming practices, rather than looking to do the more dynamic movements which will move the chi around. So really that's the first thing. So decide on your own state, and that once you've decided on your state of energy, both physically and mentally, that will be one determining factor as to whether or not you feel tired after your practice. The second thing is the choice of exercise. So when you choose a Qigong exercise, as I just said there, you want to have that discernment as to whether or not it's a practice that is going to nourish you in terms of being more kind of yin in its nature. So the yin functions of the body are cooling, moistening, and nourishing, or whether you want to choose an exercise that's more yang in that it's activating, really warming and kind of revitalizing, moving the chi around the body. So if you can choose the appropriate exercise and make sure it is appropriate for you on that day, then you have a better chance of not feeling tired after your practice. And then the third thing that determines whether or not you feel tired after your practice is actually how much you create the conditions during your practice whereby your body can start to heal itself and bring itself back into balance. So I say this to all my clients in my acupuncture Chinese medicine clinics, because the acupuncture and Chinese medicine does the same kind of thing as Qigong. It creates the space and gives you the kind of kickstart, gives your body and mind the kickstart to start healing itself. And all healing takes energy, and that energy comes from you. So if you are doing loads and loads of Qigong and really creating that healing, that, really kickstarting off that healing, it's going to take a lot of energy from you. So don't be surprised if you feel tired afterwards. But the tiredness isn't the end of the world. If you feel that it's that kind of good tiredness where you feel that something's going on and you've really kind of maybe got rid of some waste chi, or you've activated the chi in some way, then that's no harm at all. So the healing, bear in mind, healing takes energy. But think about Qigong practice in the same way as any other exercise. I've said to you, it's a bit unusual in that it's kind of different, but it's also quite similar. So would you ask yourself, would you, if you had never been running before, would you go out and go for a 1 hour run? And if you did, firstly, would you be able to make it through the hour? And secondly, how would you feel afterwards? So the same with Qigong practice. If you're starting Qigong, don't start practicing Qigong for 1 hour the whole time. You will be exhausted because, like any exercise, it takes a while just to kind of build up to the longer sessions and to kind of almost build up your Qigong fitness. And there was one, when I was researching this topic, there was a forum that came up online. When I typed in, can Qigong make you tired? There was this person had asked a question in the forum and said, I've just started doing Qigong. I'm practicing for 2 hours a day and I feel really wiped out. Can anyone tell me, is this normal? And the answers were quite amusing, really, when you go through and have a look at them. And people were like, of course it's normal. What are you doing 2 hours a day of Qigong? This is crazy. Start with like 5 or 10 minutes. So please be kind to yourselves. If you're new to Qigong, practice maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Little and often is the way to go. And then as you build up your Qigong fitness, then you'll find that you're much more comfortable doing longer sessions as the time goes by. So I'm going to stop talking about all the theory of it now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you today examples of exercises which you can choose from. Now, many of you have done Qigong with me before, and so you will know that there on my blog page there are many videos and exercises to choose from. So this is just giving you a sample of the types of exercises that you can choose, and I'm just really going to choose an example of a very strong activating exercise, a medium exercise which will kind of move the chi a little bit but also really help to nourish the body at the same time, and then a more calm and nourishing exercise. But there are many exercises on my blog page. If you go on to that and you want to make up a little Qigong routine for yourself and you're not sure of what type of exercise to choose for you, then just contact me and I'll talk to you about my contact details at the end of this video. So to begin with, just looking down at the feet and checking that the feet are hip width distance apart, coming into your Qigong stance. So the toes are pointing forwards, the feet are parallel, and really feeling grounded, feeling the contact of the soles of your feet with the ground. A little bend in your knees, so the knees are nice and kind of loose and relaxed. And then tucking the tailbone under and lifting up very slightly in the lower abdominal area. So it's almost as though you're tucking the pelvis down at the back and then lifting it up at the front, this kind of forward motion, and just feeling that lovely openness in the lower back area from there. Giving the arms a little shake out and dropping the shoulders well away from the earlobes. Checking that there's length in the back of the neck by tucking the chin back towards the throat. And at the same time, feeling that extension up the back of the neck and the head, as though you're being pulled up from the ceiling by an imaginary string. Now bringing a smile to the corners of your mouth, just to release any tension in the muscles of your face. And as much as possible during this practice, keep smiling. Qigong should be an enjoyable practice. It should be fun. So keep that lovely soft smile on your face and you'll find that the relaxation and the sense of comfort is there for pretty much the whole practice if you do. Closing the eyes now and close the mouth too. Resting the tongue against the roof of the mouth with the tip of the tongue against the back of the upper teeth. Breathing in and out through the nose. And beginning our practice, bringing ourselves into the Qigong state where we're prepared for the next methods to come by doing some abdominal breathing. So as you breathe in, feel the belly expand, the lower belly, like you're blowing up an imaginary balloon in all directions. So see that balloon inflating forwards, backwards towards the spine, sideways into the sides of the body. And as you breathe out, in your mind's eye, see the balloon shrinking. For those of you who are new to Qigong, Qigong is a combination of breathing, movement, and your mind focus. So even with this simple abdominal breath, you have that combination of the breath, the movement of the lower abdomen, and the focus of your mind, seeing that imaginary balloon inflate and deflate in your mind's eye. Keeping the smile on your face, and as much as possible, allowing the breath to be smooth, soft, and silent. Like a wave lapping at the shore of a beach. Seeing the wave coming in and out. In your mind's eye, just watching the ebb and flow of the breath. And now slowly and gently opening the eyes so that you can see me. So just to clarify, the objective of today's practice is to give you a sample of exercises that are appropriate for you, that you can choose. So by the end of this practice today, you will know which one of these three kind of sits better with you, feels more comfortable to you. So I'd like you at the end of this practice to make a mental note of that and understand that maybe today the gentle exercise was better for me, or today the really invigorating one was much better for me, and really keep track of that when you do the Qigong practice for yourself. So we're going to start with the medium practice. So the medium, in terms of energetic expenditure, is it should be quite easy for most of you. It's involving a little bit of chest opening. And you just want to make sure, for those of you who have any neck or shoulder or arm issues, that you're not going into any pain with any of these movements. So this exercise is a lovely chest opener. Follow along with me. We'll start with the movement and then we'll add in the mind and the breath. So bringing the backs of the hands together in front of your lower abdomen. Lifting the hands up, they're still touching, up to chest level, and then allowing the hands to open and unfolding. Stretching the arms out, not locking in the elbows, palms facing up towards the ceiling. And now, drawing the hands in, so reversing that movement, keeping the shoulders lovely and relaxed. Backs of the hands come together like you're diving into a swimming pool and coming back down. And coming up, breathe in as you come up to the chest. As you unfold, breathe out. Breathe in as the hands come back towards the center. Breathe out as you dive into the swimming pool, keeping the shoulders down. With the breath now, breathing in, up to chest level, breathing out, feeling that lovely stretch across the center of the chest and all the way down the arms, right out your fingertips. Breathe in, and as best you can, aiming for this movement to be as smooth as possible, dropping the shoulders, breathe out, hands come down. Breathing in. If you're familiar now with this movement and you're confident with it, close your eyes. Really feel into it, breathing out. Breathe in, drop the shoulders. Breathe out. And now with the mind, breathe in. Think of drawing up the chi or the energy from the lower abdomen all the way up through the center of the chest, seeing it divide into two as your arms separate. Breathe out and see the chi in your mind's eye running down through both arms and out your fingertips. And now as you breathe in, think of gathering in lovely chi, lovely nourishing energy from the outside, from nature, drawing it into your body, and then back down through the center of the chest into the lower abdomen area to nourish and heal your body. So breathing in, see in your mind's eye the chi coming up to the chest, breathing out, sending the chi out through the fingertips to circulate it through the arms and the hands. Breathe in, drawing in chi from the outside, from nature, dropping the shoulders, breathing out, drawing that chi down into the lower abdomen. And one more time in silence. And now allowing the hands just to drop down by your sides. Breathing in and out of your lower abdomen. Coming back to the idea of that imaginary balloon inflating and deflating as you inhale and exhale. And paying attention to how your arms and your hands feel as a result of that simple exercise. If you feel any tingling, any warmth, if you feel as though the hands are a bit more swollen or bigger or heavier, then that's a great sign that you've stimulated and created the conditions by which the chi can flow through the arms and the hands. But also remember there you were using this pathway through the center of the chest, so that chi circulation will spread throughout the whole body. The second exercise is the stronger of all of them. So from this, we're going to move our stance now from this standing position into what's called a horse stance. Now, if you are not comfortable with this, stay in the standing position, or if you want to, if you feel like you can't stand up for too long, you can still make this a strong practice, even from a sitting position. So if you find your balance isn't so great and you prefer to sit, or you really do feel a little bit tired, you can still make this quite a strong practice for the arms. But if you really want to get the chi flowing, then come into a horse stance. And you do that by stepping out to the side. And as you do this, it's like you're sitting down on a horse. So you're not leaning forwards in the body. There's no forward movement here because that puts too much pressure on your lower back. What you want to think of doing is bending in the knees, and the movement is down. So you're dropping the weight. And if you can see my head becomes lower. So I'm up here in the normal stance and down. There's a big gap now between the top of my head and the top of the screen. And check again by looking down at your feet as much as possible that the feet are parallel. So the outside edges of the feet are pointing straight ahead like train tracks. So the feet are not pointing out to the sides as much as possible. Now you'll find that means you maybe can't drop down so low in the knees, but you'll find that you've got some lovely stretching going on here in the thighs, but also down the outsides of the lower legs as well. Now, from this position, as with the standing posture, what you want to do is tuck the tailbone in. So you're not sticking your backside out. You're actually trying to lower it, tuck it in, and lifting up very slightly just in the lower abdomen area. And really feeling that lovely straight back. And from here now, And again, if you feel at any stage you want to come out of this, come back to your normal standing position. So from here, what I'd like you to do is make a fist with one of your hands just in front of your chest. And from this position, with the fist, just point the index finger up and spread the thumb as far away from it as possible. And now from here, push the hand out in front of you. So you're trying to straighten the elbow, keep the shoulder down, and you'll probably feel a lovely stretch around the heel of the hand and into the forearm, the underside of the forearm here. And then come back and do the same with the other hand. You might find there's a difference between one hand and the other. So make the fist and then point the index finger up and the thumb spread far away from the index finger. Push the hand out in front of you and come back. So that's your hand position for this exercise. This exercise is called shooting vulture, and it's one of the 8 pieces of brocade, which is a very famous Qigong exercise. It's very well known, and it's one which I teach in my Space to Relax paid membership program. So I'm going to give you the simple version of it here today. So this exercise involves that hand position, but you're going to move it to the side. So first of all, just allowing the hands to relax on the thighs, drawing the hands up, and from the chest position now, going to one side, look to that side, and it's like you're drawing a bow. So you're shooting something, you're pulling back on a bow and an arrow. So the hand position is with the index finger pointing up to the ceiling, the thumb far away from it, and then drawing back with a loose fist using the other hand. The elbow is up at shoulder level. And you're looking down the space between the index finger and the thumb. And what you should feel is a lovely stretch across the chest and down the arm. And then relax everything. Coming up, same on the other side now. Drawing back the bow. Keeping the elbow up. And again, don't be going into any pain with this exercise. This is a very activating Qigong method. And relax. Now breathe in as your hands come up. Breathe out as you draw the bow. Breathe in as the hands come back to the center. Breathe out, pushing the hands down, palms facing the ground. Breathe in, come up. Now let's aim for some lovely smooth flow. Breathe out, thinking of the qi running down through the forearm. Feeling that lovely stretch. Breathe in, coming back to the center. Breathe out, hands down towards the floor. One more time to each side. Breathe in, up to the chest, breathe out. Really feeling that lovely stretch across the chest, shoulder blades coming together at the back. Breathe in, breathe out. You might feel yourself getting hot at this point, breathing in, because it's a very yang exercise. It's a warming exercise. Breathing out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathing in. Step together. And breathe out. Coming back to your Qigong stance. Look down at your feet. Check the feet are parallel. And relaxing, hands by your sides, check that your shoulders are nice and relaxed. Close your eyes for a moment and observe how you feel. Coming back to the breath, do you feel hot or cold? What do you feel this time in your arms and your hands? How do your legs feel, especially if you are in that horse stance position? Horse stance is a fantastic workout for the legs, a really great way to build strength in the legs if you feel that your legs need that little bit more chi going into them to give them more strength and more stability, especially for anyone who may be wanting to improve their balance. It's a really great exercise for that. So that's a very strong yang Qigong movement in order to activate the circulation of qi and really create the conditions whereby qi can flow throughout the whole body. It's also very beneficial for the lungs because it's opening up the chest. You're feeling that lovely broadness across the collarbone area, as well as that extension down the arms. So it's a fabulous exercise for anything to do with kind of chest and upper back area, shoulders and neck as well. But as I said earlier, that don't go into any pain with this. You may be only able to go a tiny bit to the side each way. That's fine, as long as it's enough for you to feel some little bit of stretch and activation of the qi. The next exercise I'm going to show you is a lovely, gentle practice. So this is an exercise for those of you who feel exhausted. It's for anyone who may feel like they just need a little bit of rejuvenation, a bit of nourishment. It's more of what's called a yin practice. It's really promoting the yin functions in the body, which are cooling, moistening, and nourishing. And it's also a really nice meditation. So very, very useful if you find that you have difficulty sleeping, either going off to sleep or waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to get back to sleep. It's focused mostly around breathing and your mind. I'm going to take you through it very quickly, and it's actually on my homepage of my website. It's a free audio meditation, and you'll see it at the bottom of the homepage. So you can download it, have it on your phone, and you'll be able to access it anytime then. So it's me just talking you through it. It's a lovely one just to listen to. So from a sitting or a standing position, you can do this exercise. So closing the eyes, closing the mouth, breathing into your lower belly, feel the belly expand, and breathing out, feeling the belly shrink. Now with your eyes closed, just listening to my voice. And I'm going to ask you in a moment to take a breath in and then think of a body part. We're going to start at the head and work down to the toes. So as you breathe in, you're going to think of the head, and then I'll ask you when you breathe out to imagine in your mind's eye, so you're not moving anything, but imagining your head relaxing and expanding in all directions, upwards, downwards, sideways, backwards and forwards. So breathing in, think about the head. And as you breathe out, see your head getting bigger, relaxing and expanding in all directions. Breathing in, moving on to the neck. As you breathe out, relax and expand the neck. Now your breathing might not be in sync with my voice, but just remember each time you breathe out, you're relaxing and expanding whichever body part you're thinking about. Breathing in, think of the shoulders. As you breathe out, relax and expand the shoulders in all directions. Breathing in, think about the arms. As you breathe out, relax and expand the arms. See them getting bigger in your mind's eye. Breathing in, think about the hands, the fingers, the thumbs. And as you breathe out, relax and expand the hands all the way to the tips of the fingers and the thumbs. Breathing in, think of the chest and upper back. And as you breathe out, relax and expand the chest and upper back in all directions. Stay with the abdominal breathing in and out through the nose, trying to keep the mouth closed as much as possible. Breathe in, think of the abdomen and lower back around the hips. As you breathe out, relax and expand that whole area in all directions. Breathe in, think about the legs. And as you breathe out, relax and expand from the tops of the thighs, front and back, all the way down to the ankles. Breathing in, think about the feet. And as you breathe out, relax and expand the feet all the way to the tips of the toes. Bringing your breath back to your abdomen now. Breathe in, feel the belly expand. Breathing out, feeling the belly shrink. And just paying attention to how your mind and your body feels right now. Place one hand over the lower belly, with the other hand directly on top of that. And just circling by giving your belly a rub in one direction, first of all, and then change the direction. Dropping the hands down by your sides and gently opening the eyes. So that lovely, very quick meditation, you can spend much more time on. You can think of each body part for 3 times, for 3 breaths as you work your way down and go down through all the different joints of the body. And that's how I show you to do it in the audio meditation that I just referred to that's on my webpage. So if you want to get a link to that, then just go to my webpage and I'll put the link next to it, next to the text when you look at the replay of this video, or if you're looking at it on YouTube, you'll see it in the comments or in the text section below. So I really hope you enjoyed this practice today. This was giving you an example of a medium in terms of energy, a strong and a very gentle practice. But it's very much up to you to choose the appropriate practice for you on any particular day. You can combine a few exercises together, but that choice and really assessing how you feel, choosing the right exercises for you will really determine how tired you feel after your Qigong practice or not. And also bear in mind the duration of your practice is also a factor, as is the amount of healing which you actually kickstart by doing your practice. So there's a few things to consider there. But if you do feel tired after your practice, then please contact me and ask me and say, why is this happening? These are the exercises I did. Please tell me what might be going on with me. And I'm very happy to help you. So I hope you enjoyed today. These classes are absolutely free for all of you to join, and please invite your friends and family. If you'd like to donate, though, I give half of the proceeds to the staff in my local intensive care ward in the hospital here in Kerry in Ireland, and the other half goes to the upkeep of my website. I do hope you enjoyed this class, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
If you enjoyed this Qigong lesson, then there are 4 things you can do right now. The first thing is to head over to my website, which is spacetorelax.com, and there you'll see that you can join up for a free 3-part video series. The second thing you can do is click the link next to this video to sign up for the live Qigong classes, as I teach these once a week. The third thing you can do is go over to Facebook if you're on Facebook and look for Space to Relax free Qigong group. That's my free group where you can post any questions, and please do join the group. And the fourth thing is, if you're watching this video on YouTube, then please hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson and look forward to seeing you in the next video.